You're going to hear an audio tape of Grandma Iole Banker, Grandma Iole Martina, and I'm going to show you photos of the family. This photo was taken in 2010. I was planting the Palo Verde tree in our yard. Grandma Iole had seen it when I took her to the El Monte Airport, San Gabriel Valley Airport. They had some there with the yellow blossoms, and she really liked it with the long leaves and everything. Palo Verde means green stick, and it was kind of hard to find, but the San Gabriel nursery said they might be able to order it, so I waited until they could order it, and it was pretty little then, and I planted it there. Grandma Iole was in the yard. She was sitting in the back, but on the other side of the yard, and watched me as I planted it, and my mom helped a little bit, but okay, so Grandma Iole is going to be talking about her trip to Iowa with Grandpa Bob shortly after they were first married. They were going to Iowa to visit Grandpa Bob's parents in Des Moines when they still lived back there before Grace May Ellis and John Lemuel Banker the first came out to California to live close to their sons.
Well, anyhow, finally, and Sumariva Alaka at Bob.
So she's speaking in the Prustinake dialect, her dialect. So finally they arrived at Bob's parents' house.
Well, anyhow, finally, and Sumariva Alaka at Bob.
Where was this?
Des Moines, Iowa.
Like in a suburb or out?
Yeah, a suburb, but let up Des Moines, let up East Park in a suburb. Y viving como en Los Angeles, you see, but not la ciudad. You know, like como son sisi de Los Angeles, but I'm living.
So it wasn't too far away from the main part of Des Moines, kind of like a suburb. The city of Des Moines was not as big as the city of Los Angeles, of course. And this photo was taken at Tui's had they made another restaurant. I think it's called the Foothill on Foothill Boulevard in Tui's Tavern, but then they renamed it the Foothill. And they had a DJ there, so we got to listen to the DJ, which was kind of fun and nice to see that. I love this picture of Ida Martinat, Dante Martinat, Grandma Iole's parents, probably taken in Monterey Park. And there's Grandma Iole when she was a little girl. Maybe it was taken at Dante's sister, Manya Easy Day, maybe at her house, maybe. And this was at the Embassy Suites Hotel. Where the Velvet Turtle used to be. They had all these plants inside and the little water feature over there. See the water kind of by those rocks. We really liked that. And then they changed it, and we didn't really like it so much then. But most of the time we went, it had all those plants and the rocks in the water.
Des Moines wasn't really, that big of a city.
No, era bastante gusto. But when the capital at Iowa.
Yeah. Were they right in town or a little?
Out a little bit. But in 5 minutes that you were in town, like we were in Boston. 5 minutes you're in Boston from Cambridge.
Well, so I guess it only took about 5 minutes to go from their house, the Grandpa Bob's parents' house, to into town.
My
Oh, this photo was taken at Fosselman's, the ice cream parlor in Alhambra. Grandma Iole used to go, I think, with Grandpa Bob and their kids, Lonnie and Jack, to an ice cream parlor right across the street. It's on Main Street there. This one's on the south side of the street. Grandma Iole liked the orange sherbet ice cream. 1 scoop of that, 1 scoop of chocolate. So she also likes strawberry, and occasionally the green one, you know, what is that called? But mostly orange sherbet, and that's it. Benelli Regional Park. Before I started to take her there, at first, before our contractor cut a hole in the wheelchair and put a wood plate, a wood seat in the wheelchair, and made the cut in it and little grooves for a little bucket to go underneath there. Before we had that, it was just too far to take Grandma Iole to the lake, because if she had to go to the restroom, especially number 2, we'd have to just rush home. So, but once we had the wheelchair fixed up like that, they don't make them like that. They make some a tiny bit like that for the shower, but they're not comfortable, and they don't have they're just not comfortable. This had a lot of cushioning and padding on it. Just a note about the stock market.
Yeah. Were they right in town or a little?
Just, out a little bit, but in 5 minutes that you're in town, like we were in Boston. 5 minutes you're in Boston from Cambridge. Chiamava proprio Des Moines. Des Moines. Allora ero contenta di veno.
So it was still called Des Moines, and Bob's parents were happy to see them.
Des Moines. Allora ero contenta di veno.
You were happy to...
Ero contenta di veno.
Veno, what's that?
They were happy to see us.
Oh, to see you.
And at least I fazia coat, being I fazia buffet.
At least it was warm in their house, after traveling in the cold. It felt good to be in a house that was warm. And this picture was taken in Grandma Iole and Grandpa Bob's house at 35. There's my dog, Phantom, like Phantom of the Opera, because of his face. And we called him Fanny for short. And I love the carpeting in their house. And they had those great built-in shelves to put things on, bookshelves and bookcases and for knickknacks. And that stove is special. It's a what's it? It's not a stove, it's a fireplace, but it's like the name of it is some kind of stove thing. The bricks back there. That picture might have been taken shortly after I cut my leg on the swing set and had to have the 50 stitches, 49. See, I have my leg up.
At least I fazia coat, being I fazia buffet.
Yeah. What did the house look like?
Like era bella.
So the house was pretty. And this photo was taken at the winery, the San Antonio Winery. 2019. It's nice to have a picture of the lake behind Grandma Iole. I parked special like this just to take the picture because the way we usually park, I couldn't really get her and the lake in the same picture. You can see there the pier just a little bit right here. It was never open to the public, that pier. It was always closed because it was kind of broken, like certain the wooden posts were kind of broken.
Yeah. What did the house look like?
Maire e paire is mother and father in Prustinenc dialect. So I think she's maybe saying that it's not the house that Grandpa Bob grew up in. Maybe they moved or something.
Bob,
Maire? Is that how we say
Maire?
Mother.
Maire.
Mother.
Maire.
No, that's not.
La Maire.
Mother.
Maire.
Father.
Paire.
Mother and father.
Maire, paire. E allora erano avendo proprio sogno.
I guess they were getting sleepy.
E allora erano avendo proprio sogno. Oh, la palla cacca Bob la candeva. Ma credo che l'abbia già vista quella lì. Ma era abbastanza nera la casa.
So it was a new house, and I guess it's not the house that Grandpa Bob grew up in, maybe. But maybe in the same area or something. There's a picture of my dad, Eugene Arthur Coates. Kind of wore, clothing there. It looked a little bit kind of cowboy-esque. Sometimes the tie would be kind of look Western or cowboy-like. And this is Grandma Iole around 2000 to 2003. She's holding a book that's very important to our family. It's the same book, both of them. One is written in Italian and the other is written in English. I Valdesi, a story of the Waldensians. And You Are My Witness is just the name of that book. But what was it by? Maybe by Giorgio Torn or something. Anyways, I have those books. We read some of them, and I put those on tape too as we were reading them aloud. I recorded some of them in English, I think. Yeah. It's good to read. It's our family history, our ancestors went through that, so I think it's good to read that. And then you can see Grandma Iole's bracelet, her little golden bracelet that she wore for good luck when we'd go to take her to the doctors and stuff. What pretty eyes and eyebrows. She liked to look good.
Avendo proprio sogno. Oh, la palla cacca Bob la candeva. Ma credo che l'abbia già vista quella lì. Ma era abbastanza nera la casa.
What's that?
Perché la cacca che quando era cheat, era in nautica.
So when Grandpa Bob was little, he lived in a different house.
Quando era cheat, era in nautica.
So it wasn't the house in which Grandpa was born in?
Yeah, or grew up in.
Okay, but he was born in Des Moines, Iowa,
Yeah,
and grew up
right.
there.
Yeah,
But different.
But era in nautica.
So now they had a different house, another house, a different new house than they had when he was growing up. I love how Grandma Iole would pose like that. She She had a good way of posing. Look how good she was looking. Look at how strong and healthy. We just needed to get the diabetes under control. I didn't realize pre-diabetes could be doing harm to her, and then, you know, we needed to know that she had an infection. I really think she could have lived a lot longer. There's Grandma Iola's favorite duck, the lake Blondie. The ducks would come to this spot right by our car. We were parked just to the left, just right over here where we were parked. So Grandma Iole could look right out her window, and right below her, right out there, she'd see the ducks and the geese and the little ducklings. So I'm glad she could be that close. And there's a photo of my dad at age 19. I think he was really handsome then. Eugene Arthur Coates.
They got
a new one?
Mm-hmm.
Was it on the same land? They just built it?
No.
They got new land too?
Yeah.
Like sold it?
Yeah. No, taka. Yeah, the cat's away, the mice can fly. Okay.
Yeah, my mom must have been out for a little while, so we were saying that when the cat's away, the mice can play. Us, Grandma Iole and I, being the mice. And here's a photo of me. That's not my dog, but we went to a dog park, and yeah, I guess this dog came up to me, and I was playing with it. I like going to dog parks, getting to see all the dogs play, and getting to pet them if they come up to me. I really enjoy being with the dogs at dog parks. And this photo shows a painting that my dad made, my dad Eugene. I think on the painting there it says St. Moritz. And I know he had gone to St. Moritz in Switzerland, the famous ski resort. So, you know, I'm sure this painting was inspired by that.
The cat's away, the mice can fly. Okay, here, let's continue.
La carriera di Giulia. Never. Maybe.
The house was younger, and then she corrected herself and said newer.
Let's continue.
La carriera di Giulia. Never. Maybe. Never. E allora n'avin talmente insomma da dormire.
So they were so sleepy, so they went to sleep after their long driving trip. And this is Grandma Iole and me at a restaurant right across the street from the mission in Alhambra. I'm sorry, in San Gabriel, the San Gabriel mission. It was a nice warm summer evening, and I found a place that had Chilean sea bass. Maybe because I knew at this point that Cameron's, where we usually went for seafood, they stopped making or carrying the Chilean sea bass, and we both liked that, Grandma Iole and me. She usually didn't like fish too well, but she liked that one. So I thought, oh, this is great. We could sit out here, you know, and eat outside, which is nice, at a table, and on a nice evening, and you know, look out to the mission area and it's kind of a nice area, you know, they make it look pretty. So yeah, we did that one time. Okay.
Vedi, never. E allora n'avin talmente insomma da dormire. per il primo voto in June at Mass, say I got warmed up.
So for the first time in maybe a day and a half, she got warmed up. June. Yeah, that'd be like giorno in Italian. So I think she means for the first time in the day and a half, she finally was warm.
And someone that drew me. Per il primo voto in June at Mass, say I got warmed up. We used to come in Fred.
I like this photo of my dad. I think Eugene Arthur Coates. You can see on his jacket it has the space shuttle patches since he worked on the space shuttle. What does that say? Oh, it just says space shuttle. That's all. I mean, the second word shuttle. I imagine the first one's space. It looks like it. I don't know whatever happened to that jacket. I'd sure like to have that jacket, but maybe it was just with other clothes, and they thought, well, it's just clothes, so I guess I don't have it. I was only 8 when he died, so I didn't really have a say in, sorting through things and what to do. I think he's laying down there. Looks like it. This is Grandma Iole on the Belmont Pier. It was cement. I found a pier that had cement so we could use her walker, because we used to go to the Seal Beach Pier, but that was wood and the walker couldn't go on that, so.
Allora sono stato nice to us.
So Grandpa's parents were nice to them, even though Grandpa Bob's mother, Grace Ellis, was a little bit uneasy about her son marrying Grandma Iole because she heard that she was Italian. Her parents were Italian, and like most people, she thought, oh, Italian must be Catholic. And Grandpa Bob's family was Protestant, so that was kind of concerning. But Grandpa Bob and Grandma Iole were trying to explain to her that, her parents technically lived in Italy, but they weren't Catholic. They were Protestant in this one little area. They're the Waldensians, the Valdesi, and they're not Catholic. They're Protestant. So I guess that made Bob's mother, Grace Ellis, feel a little bit more comfortable, and it really doesn't make a difference. But back in the day, that mattered to people. And I know Grandma Iole's first cousin in Italy, Eva, the younger one, she, of course, was raised Protestant, but then this guy that she liked was Catholic, and she actually had to convert to Catholicism in order to marry him. They, couldn't get married otherwise. According to, I don't know, his parents or something. So this is Grandma Iole's mom, Ida Revoir Martinat, and me. She played with me a lot when I was little.
Allora sono stato nice to us. E poi insomma dove the relatives of Bob.
But wait, who is living in the house?
Era la madre e il papà.
So it was just Grandpa Bob's mother and father, Grace May Ellis Banker, and John Lemuel Banker, the first one that looked exactly like FDR. it was just them in the house, but I guess maybe they saw Grandpa Bob's other relatives too. So supposedly this picture was taken in 2014, but I'm not really sure. Sometimes the dates are a little off if I post it or something, and I just don't know where. Maybe at the Arboretum in Arcadia, but I don't know. Could have been before 2014. Yeah, I bet it was probably before 2014. I think we stopped getting our hair done at the hair salon around 2010 or 2011. Because once she had the blood clot, she couldn't use the walker anymore. We could a little bit in the house, but she needed the wheelchair to go out, so I think it was probably around before 2010. Love this picture of us at the winery. She needed help standing up. We like to see those flowers there. Always commented on the flowers. Smelled them a little bit.
It's Friday. La Maire il papà, perché Friday alla radio and la guerra.
Okay, so when you came to this first house in Iowa, it was in Des Moines, it was the only people living there were Grandpa's mother and father.
Right.
No anybody else.
No.
Because Grandpa Bob's Friday, his brother, that would be Lefty, Paul Banker, he was already in the guerra, which is the war, World War II. I guess he got into the war maybe before Grandpa. The war was really hard on him, on Paul. He would drink after that, and it's not a good scenario. This is my dad's house where he lived in Wrightwood. It's a nice big red barn house with the wraparound white big porch.
Grandpa's mother and father.
Right.
No anybody else.
No.
So, I mean, it wasn't really that big of a house then for just two people, right?
Well, I think it was 3 bedrooms. Or 2, 3.
Did they have a little farm with it?
No.
And my dad, Eugene Arthur Coates, painted this painting as well.
I think it was 3 bedrooms. Or 2, 3.
Did they have a little farm with it?
No.
No, okay, no
They
farm.
were in the city.
Okay, in the city, gotcha. All right, so the brother, Grandpa's brother,
Was in this army already.
okay, that's Lefty. What was his name? I forgot.
Paul.
Paul something.
Paul, DC could live? Paul?
Maybe not a middle name, that's fine.
Raymond. Paul Raymond.
Paul Raymond Banker.
Oh wow, I didn't know his middle name was Raymond. That's interesting. Grandpa's brother's middle name was Raymond. And then Grandma Iole liked the sitcom Everybody Loves Raymond with Raymond Romano. This is my dad, Eugene Arthur Coates, and his mother, my other grandma, Elsie. I think her middle name was Edna Bolton Coates, and it was taken at my dad's house in Wrightwood. I remember those pillows. I wish I still had some of these things, like the pillows. It's not that big. We could have kept that. And the curtains. The curtains kind of remind me of like in the Sound of Music, when they make curtains, they make the dresses out of the curtains or something. And this is the death certificate of Ida's mother, so Grandma Iole's grandmother, and she was 84 years old. Susanna Ana Maria Rivoire Godino Rivoaro.